Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to our New Frontier Survival Challenge where we started from scratch with nothing but a truck and a chainsaw. In today's episode, we got to make some money, alright? So we're going to be trying to refinance our area a little bit because we got a lot of work to do, but not a lot of money. So in the last episode, if you guys remember, we ended up planting over 300, almost 400 trees over here in our new expanded tree farm area. And it took a lot of money to do so. Like, the trees themselves didn't cost all that much. We already had them bought. But the gravel, to put the gravel in this area, was expensive. Also, the terraforming to make it nice and smooth over here was expensive. So in today's... Good Lord, I apologize. What was that? I think a squirrel got loose in my cabin last night, crawled down my throat. Lord have mercy. Anyway, in today's episode, our goal, there's nothing more to do over here at the moment. We just got to let this stuff grow. So we're going to focus elsewhere, and we're going to make some money. Now, we already have some trees down in the bottom that are cut up and ready to be loaded. I have very little in the bank at the moment. And you'll see why in a little bit. And that was my own stupidity, to be perfectly honest. But that stupidity will pay off as well because we can use that for other purposes. But the main thing that I want to showcase is when we get down to the bottom here, we'll go over, like, we have a lot of stuff to sell today. We filled up our trailer, essentially, with all of the stuff that we've produced from our sawmill over the last couple of months. And look at that mess we've made. Woo! Oh, we got a lot of stuff to clean up, boys. Got a lot of stuff down there to clean up. But it's fine. Where's Lil Green and why is all my stuff gone? Hold that thought. Alright, we are back. Let's get down to the bottom and let's hope that our stuff is where it's supposed to be. Ah, there we go. It's back! See, I told you, I wasn't crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little worried. A little worried that all of our stuff that we made over the last couple of months had disappeared. But no, as you can see, there is clearly stuff here. I don't know why that does that, but every once in a while I have to restart the console and get everything back so that we can see everything. But, yeah, we are good. Alright, we need to find Lil Green. Where's Lil Green hiding? Ah, there he is. Alright, Lil Green. You and I are gonna have to go over to the other side of the world here. We got work to do. Now, one of the things that we have done in the past, we bought the lowboy trailer to haul around the Volvo excavator. But that lowboy can also be used for transporting goods from our sawmill, and we will have to do that in the very near future. However, what you guys didn't know is in the last episode, at the end of the episode, I had installed a new mod, and I decided that it would be a good idea to, without testing, sell our old trailer and buy the new trailer, and turns out that the new trailer is basically the exact same as the old trailer and doesn't help us a single bit when it comes to the whole problem of why we didn't like that trailer to begin with, which is that it's simply not big enough for our excavator. And it's the same situation with the new trailer. So basically I just ended up wasting money. Shocker. I'm good at that. But yeah, let's get this load of products taken in to sell. This will be our first load of the day, and it should be a very profitable one. There's a lot of money on this trailer right now, so looking forward to it. But yeah, going forward, instead of using this trailer, I think we'll probably be loading up our lowboy trailer with products from the sawmill. Because at some point, we're going to have to fast forward time again by about 4 years. Meaning, we're going to have about 4 years worth of products to load in and take into the warehouse. So it's going to be a lot of money, is what I'm saying, and a lot of products. Because this is only like 2 months worth of products. Put that in perspective. Also, that'll help us get rid of all those trees that we got. So I'm looking forward to that. But we do have a lot of stuff down in the bottom that we can load up. We've got several trees that we still needed to load. Probably a whole load at least sitting down there that is already cut up from the previous, well, I guess it would have been like 2 or 3 episodes ago at this point. Last time we cut down some lodge poles and took them into the sawmill for some money. But yeah, it should be fine. But what I'll do is, as I go forward in time, obviously I'll keep the sawmill running, and we'll just load up those logs that we have set out for the sawmill and keep the sawmill on track. And then that's going to create a whole bunch of problems. And by problems, I mean it's going to be a lot of money, but it's going to be a lot of work. Even if I do have the ability to lift all these pallets by hand and load them, somebody's still got to lift all these pallets by hand and load them. And that someone is me. But it's alright. We having a good time. I don't mind. I don't mind it. Come on, little green. Good Lord, I forgot how slow you are. Let's go. I'm so used to transporting using Mac that I'm not used to how long it takes to get everything moved. Now, I did get a couple of people commenting on the last episode when I was asking about what you guys would like to see done. And it seems like the majority of folks want to see me continue this campaign to the point where we have at least the town built up. And I think that would be a good idea. I think that would be a fantastic idea, is to try to build up our little town here to be a little bit more lived in, right? I want to be able to show that, you know, the town does actually exist on the map, even if we have to put it there ourselves. But here we are. Time to get paid, boys. We unstrap it, and then we drive into the little trigger. And there's $63,000 just like that. That ain't bad. Now, I'll save you guys the hassle of waiting for me to drive this thing back across the map. So, we'll just cut till I'm back. All right. And we're back. All right. So, we've got a lot of other stuff that we can sell. We've got the area here that needs to be cleaned up and emptied at some point with the sawdust. Our sawdust has already been, or wood chips, sorry. Our wood chips have already been cleared out of here, and we have 43,000 liters of wood in here. So we're good for the time being in here. So let's go over and get a hold of Mac. Speaking of Volvo, as you can see, I tried to test the new trailer out, and it's in the same issue that we had with the old trailer, and the fact that this trailer is just not wide enough for what we wanted, which is unfortunate. However, it is a regular old drop deck trailer with a full like deck, so that means that this can be used as a flatbed trailer. It maybe not its like primary function, but we can use it that way. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Let's go ahead and unfold the ramps. Even though, like I've said in the past, like you don't really need to. Like, you can just do it the old-fashioned way. Alright. This is where we put our hands down. Boop. And then we drive forward. Ease ourselves down. Perfect. A little bit better than the last time we did this. But as you can see, we still got all this stuff over here. We can throw this stuff on the trailer real quick. Won't take that long. Then we can take this stuff in and get a little bit more money in the bank. Let's go ahead and throw these lights on. I know for you guys, it doesn't look as bad. For me, like it's kind of dark. All right. I don't know if it's the settings on my TV that make it real dark, but for me, it looks real dark. So if you ever see me driving with my lights on during the daytime, that's why. Like, for you guys, it doesn't look nearly as dark as it does for me. I don't know why, but I'm assuming it's TV settings. But yeah. Like, for me, it's real dark. In the shade specifically. Alrighty, we got that truck loaded up. And it's time to get some more money in the bank. Turned out to be almost a perfectly full load. Look, it may not be quite what we normally get, but should be decent. Should be somewhere in the neighborhood of I'd say $46,000 to $51,000. It's basically a full load, so it may be $50,000. We'll go with that. $51,000 is my final offer. That's what I'm saying. Might be more, might be less, but somewhere in the neighborhood. But either way, we're going to have a little bit of money in the bank, and we're going to be able to start to think about what we want to do with the rest of the episode. And I know this is going to sound silly, but I kind of want to go through and start clearing that area up by the cabin and getting ready to beautify it a little bit. Just a little bit. So if we go through, we cut down all those trees that are kind of in the way, including the one that's been hung up for the entire series so far. If you guys know the tree I'm talking about, you know. It's been around since the beginning of time. But yeah, we're gonna finally be able to get rid of that. We're gonna have a good time. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna go today, but that'll clear the way to having a nice clear area, clear hill, and then we can till up our area that we want to till, and then plant some grass and make it look all spiffy. And I want to do that before we fast forward time, so that when we come back from being fast forwarded, then we will have all of the area nice and pretty. Alright, Mac. I am overcooking this. Holy crap. Been a while. I'm sorry. I haven't backed up Mac in a minute. I forgot. He's got like somewhat normal steering. I don't have to go as crazy. Perfect. Alright, let's get our money, baby. Boop. 53. Good Lord, that was more than I thought. We'll take it. $53,000 though. Absolutely beautiful. We got $124,000 in the bank. We're well on our way. And that should be more than enough to go ahead and clear that area up by the cabin and get that ready for planting of the grass. It's going to be beautiful, man. I can't wait. Once we get all the grass area around the cabin and get that hill nice and smoothed out a little bit so it doesn't look as crazy, like once we get all of that done, the area is going to look so freaking good. And then from there, it's just like basic decorating. I want to plant some trees. I want to do a little bit of spiffing up. And then we will finally have Hidden Spring Timbers looking as good as I think it can possibly look. It's going to be beautiful. Cannot wait. But in the meantime, Mac's got to get all the way back over to the tree farm, because in the near future we will be taking more trees in, because we're going to need some more money. You guys know the deal. We're never satisfied here on Hidden Spring Timber. We always need more money, always need more equipment, always need more land. We are literally just out here living the American dream, which is actually a nightmare. depending on which way you look at it. We have put in a lot of effort, and I feel like we've done a lot. I feel like we have gotten a lot out of this series. It's been a lot of fun, and we still have such a long ways to go. It's gonna be crazy. But Mac can sit here for the time being. Eventually, we're gonna have to swap this thing over to the harvester header so that we can harvest the last of these lodgepole pines that is in this area. Then this area will have to be cleaned up and replanted. It's gonna be good, folks. But in the meantime, actually, come to think of it, I think it's time to get the harvester header on this thing. We got a few trees to clean up over here. So maybe that'll be something we do. We should still have... I guess it would help if I put the thing to the right area here. We're going to take this thing up over the top of the hill to prepare. We might have to put down a temporary little thing, little workshop. You guys know the deal. Put down those temporary workshops that cost almost nothing, allows us to swap between our harvester header and our grapple header easily, because we don't currently have the ability to do so. But you can see just like how like uneven the terrain is over here. Not just that it's a hill, but also where the water has run off of the hill at different points. It has kind of eroded some ditches in here, and that's a problem. Now, we're not going to cut into all of this dense stuff, but we're going to cut the area that's just out ahead of it that has a few trees here and there. It's really not a lot, and we should be able to easily make short work of it, compared to what we've done in recent history anyway. But you can see this thing takes forever to climb up this hill. Should have probably loaded this on the lowboy and then drove it up, but I figured, it's not that far, right? How long can it possibly take us to get up the hill? And questions I probably should have asked myself ahead of time. But it's fine, we'll get there eventually. And when we do, we'll be able to clear these few little trees, little stragglers out here. We want to bring this all the way back to the dense tree line. You can see where the dense tree line starts. All these little trees that are up here are gonna go. And we're gonna get these out of here. We're going to make the area nice. There's quite a few trees up here. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is a lot of trees. But I think when we get these cleared out of here, you guys will start to see the plan that I have. There's a lot more trees up here than I remember, to be perfectly honest. It's okay. It's okay. There's actually a few lodgepoles up here too. Very nice. But we already have a way to clear everything. We've got our way to pull everything down, and these are already at the top of the hill. That's the best part. They're already at the top of the hill, so it won't take very much to get them down to the sawmill. And all of this stuff will be going to the sawmill. So let's go ahead and put down a little workshop. You guys know I like my little $700 workshop. We can slap these down pretty much anywhere. Boop. They mess up the terrain a little bit, but it's really not that bad. We can easily smooth it out after the fact. So, it's not a problem. But we pull this thing over here. We jump out. Go in here. And we go ahead and customize. Swap over to our harvester header. And we start harvesting. Now, I think, since we do have the ability to use the, what do you call it? The forwarder. I think we just set this thing to maximum length. Just set it to maximum length. Go in, cut each one of these trees down. Shouldn't be no thing but a chicken wing. All right, so we've got all the trees cut down that I'm going to cut down. The rest of these little bushes and trees that are left, we can use the stump grinder to get rid of. But now we got to get our forwarder up here and start hauling all these gigantic trees down towards the direction of our sawmill. Now, I'm not going to put these with the rest of the logs that are down there because these are full-on trees. But if we go down here and grab our forwarder, we can at least stage these nearby. I'll probably stage them down on the left side of the concrete or the pad area. That way they're out of the way, but I can just drag them straight in. Hopefully, in theory, that's the goal. But yeah, so far so good. Everything's going to plan as expected. Like, we've had enough practice with this stuff. You'd think I'd be able to be pretty good at it at this point. So we're pretty solid. And the fact that we cut these trees at maximum length should allow us to clean all this stuff up much quicker. Before, we were cutting them at, I think it was 12 meter lengths. So we would get multiple logs per tree, whereas this, they're all one tree. One tree is one tree. Some trees are longer than other trees, but they're all one tree is one tree. And we know we can haul up to 8 logs at a time. Just going to do our best to get as many as possible. All right, so that should be all of the trees. As you guys can see, there was quite a few, and it took a little longer than expected, so that's why you guys get a little bit of a jump cut here. But that is a lot of trees, right? That is probably not quite as many as this, but remember, these were cut from one tree, like one tree was cut into like 3 pieces, right? For the big ones, whereas those are all full trees. So, I don't know. I may have vastly underestimated the amount of trees that I was going to have to move. But it's done, and that's what matters, right? We continue the push. Now, we're going to jump in Big Green, or Little Green over here. We're going to grab our stump grinder and get to work on stump grinding. So we're going to go ahead and drop this. And then the other thing that we can do is, as we stump grind, we can also finish up by using the cultivator that we know that we have to kind of clear up the area a little bit quicker. Remember, we got our cultivator right there. But the main thing is we should be able to get rid of all these little riffraff trees and deal with all of the whomper jawedness of all these stumps. Now, there may be a few stumps here and there that get stuck, or not get stuck, but get left for the time being. But as soon as we use the cultivator to start clearing the area, we'll know what's going on, right? Like, we'll be able to see it. But yeah, other than that, we're just going to get out of here and get this stuff done. Shouldn't take us too long to get through all this. We've already done a lot of stumps, so we got a pretty good feel for how things go. And again, I may go ahead and jump cut this for you guys so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch everything, but you guys get what I'm getting at. Alright, I believe that's all of the stumps. So, that just leaves us cultivating the area, huh? Now, I'm going to leave the stump grinder on the front while we pick this thing up, because I have a feeling we're probably going to need it again in the near future. I think I got most of the stumps, but you can never be too sure. But before we get into this, I think the next logical step would be to do a little smoothing. So let's shut this down for a moment. Let's go into construction. We'll get rid of this little thing here. And then I want to go ahead and go into sculpting. Go to soften. Make this as big as humanly possible. And start just working the area. You can see the game does not like me. Again, I don't need it to be perfect. I'm just trying to make it a lot nicer overall. That way, when we get the grass planted, it'll look so much better. Already, that looks so much better. Okay. Now, the only thing I could think of now would be to try to maybe blend this area here a little bit better. Like, it's okay to have the hill kind of go a little bit here and there, but I just don't want those gigantic peaks and valleys, right? We just want to touch it up a little bit. Just soften the area a little bit to make it that much nicer. Now you can see there is a bit of a low spot right here, so we're going to try to fix that as well. Just this whole area right in here. Now we've spent a ton of money doing this, but it'll be worth it. I think that is going to be perfect. Yeah, you can see there is still little bits of area where the drainage will go. Like you'll have little areas that are a little bit deeper than others, but it's not the gigantic crevices that we were having before. So little bits of here and there. Rolling hills is what we're after, right? All right. So now that we're on the same page, let's get the Volvo out of the way. I think we'll take the Volvo down to the tree farm area. Since it's downhill, it'll be a little bit quicker. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just pull this up to the top area. I don't know. We're just going to get it out the way. And then, it'll be time to just turn this whole area into a nice, good-looking grass field. Apparently, I always get this wrong. Which direction this thing is actually facing at any given moment. We'll get this thing up over the top of the hill. It should have no trouble climbing this now that it's all nice and rolling hills. Less ridiculous. And then we can start laying out our grass field area that we're going to be putting in. We'll just park this over here by the workshop, I think. Or at least just get it out the way over here. That should work. Now I'll run over here, grab our John Deere, and start setting up our area that we want to cultivate. Now I know that we're going to be up against the border, so I got to be careful over here. because our property isn't infinite. Let's go ahead and save. We've done a lot of work and I haven't saved until now. You'd think I'd learn. You'd think I would learn and be saving a lot more often, but I get busy and then I don't think about it. But if we go to farmland, you can see that our farmland is kind of like right here. So we got to be careful. I figure if we go ahead and actually, before we do anything, let's go ahead and repair these things, because I have a feeling that it's going to be slowing us down otherwise. So Little Green's about to get some much needed repairs. We also ought to get some fuel while we're over here. Speaking of fuel, our fuel tank's about empty, and once it is, we will be swapping that fuel tank out. So, you mean no vehicle? I'm right here! Surely there's a vehicle here. Alright, so we want to repair Little Green, and that's it. Everything else should be fine. Pull the stump grinder up. Set ourselves up for our areas best we can. We want to allow create fields. Set this thing down. I do not have access to this land. See? That's why we check things. Alright, so we want to kind of push this thing right along here. And then we could do a little bit more smoothing after we're done. But right now we're just going to lay out the outline of the area that we're going to be working with. Now, obviously, in this sense, it makes sense to try to work downhill wherever possible. So we're going to stop right here when we get to our spot. And then we'll go to the top of the hill and come down. So, somewhere about here. Perfect. Alright, I'll get this thing reversing to the top of the hill. And we'll do that part coming down. Now again, we're leaving the forest, right? We're not going to touch that. There is going to be some conservation efforts going on, right? We're not destroying everything. But we do kind of want to just come in here and make this nice and a smooth corner. You know, you can have conservation and still make things look pretty. So we just want this to flow right downhill, right towards where we want to go. Like I said, we want to leave enough room for the wildlife to do what wildlife do, but we also want to leave our property looking nice. So that is the beauty of being able to do this in Farm Sim, if you ask me. Like, this is one of my favorite things about Farm Sim, is that you get to do pretty much whatever you want to do. Like, if you can think it, you can do it. Alright. So now that we got that, let's go ahead and connect these two pieces. All right. And that should give us our outline for this side. Now we just got to do the same thing around the front of the property. Then we'll do the little detail work around the cabin. And then everything else will just be filling in the blanks. So we will be connecting these fields, so we want to stick just to the inside of the grass that's already planted. Yeah, we'll be tearing some of it up, but that's fine. It's all going to get replanted anyway. And it's going to look amazing when we do. Because you see how green this grass gets, right? Now just imagine this whole area is going to be this green. It's going to be beautiful. This has been a project that I've been wanting to do for a while, but we've had other projects that have taken precedence because they make us money. This is beautification, right? This isn't going to make us any money. We could absolutely cut the grass and make money off of it by making hay or silage or whatever we want to do. We could do that, but that isn't the main reason we're doing this. This is simply to make things look good. And in my opinion, that's equally as important as making money. Right? Like, we all like to make money, but we also love to make things look good. Alright, so now we need to do the detail work around the cabin here. So we want to get as close to the cabin as possible to get rid of all the little shrubbery. So we'll do something like this. Now obviously we have gravel underneath the house, so that's perfect. So we just want to get as close to the house as possible. Leaving only the little gravel trap that goes around the property. And then we can always put in sidewalks and stuff like that later on. Alright, we're going to have to move little John Deere riding mower out the way, aka my teleportation unit. There we go. Now that that's out of the way, pull this down. Reverse. Hello? I guess the AI was about to do something. I don't know what they were doing, but it was freaking me out. I was like, I can't move my tractor. All right, we good. All right, we want to back this thing right up to the porch. Set her down. Alright, so that is the detail work around the cabin, which should be the only thing really that's going to be slowing us down. So from here, we just got to fill in the gaps. Alrighty, we did it, guys. It's done. The worst of it is over. We've cleared the trees. We've cleared the bushes. We've cleared all of the things. And we've now created the field. In the next episode, we're going to be planting this field with grass so that it looks as good as that side does. But just for a little bit of a, a showcase to you guys as to how much work we've done today, let's just take a look. First of all, let's save. Always forget to save. We save it. Then we'll take a look. Look at how nice this field looks. You can see the little... Oh, it looks so good. Looks so good. All right. Zoom out. Look at what we just added, folks. That is not a small amount of field area for grass. That is actually quite significant. But look at how we managed to blend it all in. Everything's going to look nice once it's all placed together. It'll go all the way down to our tree farm. But more importantly, just look at the view, man. See how much nicer it looks with everything all nice and cleaned up? The rolling hills have been smoothed out just so that they're just smooth enough. They're still there. They're still hills. It's still natural looking. But without all of the crazy humps and valleys and all of that, it just looks so much better. So much better. Just look at it. As the sun sets off in the distance beyond the forest and the mountains, here at Hidden Spring Timbers, we are one step closer to making this place not just our business, but our home. Now, we are just getting started. Yes, we're about to wrap up the worst of it when it comes to finishing up, cleaning up the area immediately around the cabin, getting all of everything terraformed out nice and pretty, getting it all planted with grass so it looks good. But we still have all of the decorating to do. It's coming, folks. Don't forget, it is coming. Now, this whole area down here is going to be changing in the near future. With the greenhouse, it's going to be going away. The area that we put that old bunker silo is going to be going away. Our workshop is going to be going away because here soon we're going to be extending our yard, and all of this stuff is going to be put in a position, a permanent place, so that it looks good. Everything's gonna come together, and then all of the decorating for around the house, like we're gonna put up some nice little decorations around the house to make it look lived in and nice. We're also going to go ahead and start decorating our area down here as well, so that this all looks good again. Don't get me wrong, it looks good as is, but I also would like to bring a few little new things to the mix. So if you guys are looking forward to this as much as I am, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.